Hey guys, so we're here at the Delphini residence today. It's like October 12th or 13th, and I was at Sprouts the other day and I saw a package of organic Moringa powder that was like $13–14 at the store. So it reminded me that I needed to do a video and show you guys how you can make your own Moringa powder for much cheaper. So this spring has been in the ground. I think we're going on about 2.5–3 years now. And so I'm going to trim a bunch of the branches here, and then what I do is I hang them and let them dry for a couple of days. And once they get to a good dry consistency, then we process it into powder. So I'm going to show you how I cut the limbs today and how we get it hung, and then we'll come back in a couple of days and show you guys how we make powder out of it. So I'm going to trim the branches real quick. Then I'm going to wrap them, and then we'll show you where we hang them and everything. All right, so I've got the branches cut off. This is kind of a good group to work with, maybe add a couple more, but I put a rubber band around here. And then tighten it up. And Kona usually comes here to, help us, watch, get on video, that kind of thing. She likes Moringa. She's in the forest. So I get it tied up like this, and then I grab a hanger here. So we're gonna go over to the oak tree where I hang it from, and I'll show you guys how we hang it. So we'll be right back. All right, so we're over at the oak tree here. This is a nice spot for me because it gets a lot of sun, and the tree protects it from wind a little bit. So what I do is, you can come in here, I loop this through underneath the rubber band so that it hangs properly like this. And then I come over here and find a nice sturdy branch. I think this is the one I used last time, so. And just run it through the branch here. And hang it. So this will sit here. We had a couple really heavy windstorms the last time I did this, and it stayed fine. So what I'll do is I'll hang this for about 2 days, 2 to 3 days. What you want is it to start kind of crumbling when you touch the leaves, crumbling off. So that's when you know it's ready. This is the easiest way without using power. You can use an oven, but it takes a long time and power and energy, and I found it's much easier just to hang it, forget about it, and come back to it. So in 2 to 3 days, we'll come back and we'll show you how we process the leaves. All right, guys, we're back. It's been about 2.5 days. It's been hanging. These are definitely dry. So you can kind of tell once they start crunching up, you know it's ready to process. You don't want them to stay out here too long. They'll turn brown. So usually about 2 days, 2 to 3 days, depending on how hot it is, should do it. So we're gonna take these off now, and I'm gonna take them over to the table and start taking the leaves off the branches. All right, so this is kind of what you do. You just wanna get a bowl that's fairly big, so that you can get all the leaves off as much as you can, and then it'll catch it. You'll know if it's not dry enough because it will be a little difficult to strip the leaves. You should be able to run your hands down here and have the leaves just kind of fall off. All right, so that's the majority of the leaves. So this is kind of what we end up with here. You want to get out all the big branches. All right, I think we're pretty much done. So this is kind of what it looks like. You want to get most of the branches out. These really tiny pieces, most of that will get ground up inside when you're processing it, so you don't have to take all those out. Some of that will turn into powder. So this is what we have left. This is a very little bit that I wanted to show. I've already made some, and I'll show you what it looks like inside. So we're gonna go inside now and process it, and so we'll be right back. All right, guys, so we're inside. We're about to process this, but I want to show you what the leaves look like before we process them, and I have some powder over here that I've already processed. So this is what it looks like before, and this is what it looks like after. So it's turns into very fine powder, so you can put it in smoothies or in soups or yogurts, a lot of different drinks. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, and then check it out afterwards here. So obviously if you had a food processor or something bigger, you could use that. I haven't tried a blender, but this works good for me. We're not processing pounds of this stuff, so I just use a coffee bean grinder. We already have it here, so I didn't have to buy anything. But so you just want to shove in there as much as you can. Take out the branches that you can get out of there. All right, so you want to check it, but see when it's nice and dry, it grinds up really nicely. So I like to do this here. Run it through a little bit of a sifter. So that's kind of how we do it to get here. So we're gonna run through the rest of this, and then I will show you the final product when we're all done. So let's get this done. All right, we're all set. So I wanted to show you guys what this turns into. It's really neat here. So it turns into a really fine powder. It's very important to have a sifter, something like this, anything that you can run through there just to get the branches and stuff out. The powder ends up very fine. It makes it so it mixes up with things well when you add them to things for you to ingest it here. So Moringa powder is supposed to be very, very healthy for you. It's supposed to heal ailments and stuff. So we've used Moringa for the last couple of years, but we haven't used it on a regular basis. So I've started to take the powder for about 4 or 5 days, and I'm gonna take it for about 30 days, and I'll give you guys an update on how it's going. I do get headaches and stuff, pretty bad at times, migraines and things of that nature. So I'm trying to see if this will bring any relief to that. I've heard testimonials of people taking this stuff and it really helps. So you can see how easy this actually is. So we hung it for 2 or 3 days. We put it in this bowl. We got all the leaves out in this bowl. We put it in something. You have to have something to process it in, and then you have to have something to sift it to get all the bigger pieces out so that you get it down to a powder. So the end product is, they say to take, I've taken about a tablespoon. This is about as much as I would recommend. It does have a flavor to it. It's earthy, obviously, it's very green. A lot of nutrients in this. The way that I've taken it, I've put it in smoothies. That's what I've done the most of the time. I've added it to soups a couple times. But smoothies seem to be the easiest way because you can add some fruit to it to kind of mix it together. What I've been doing, what I did this morning was pineapple, banana, moringa, and celery, and that seemed to work really well. But just however you need to get it in every day, it's supposed to be amazing for you. A lot of calcium, a lot of potassium, a lot of vitamins, and super dense with nutrients. So I just wanted to show you guys how we make moringa powder here. I have been to stores and I've seen this stuff going for $15 for little pouches. So if you live somewhere where it's warm, you can make your own moringa powder for very, very cheap. And we could make probably 100 containers of this size off of the 2 trees that we have. So I recommend you grow a moringa tree if you can. There's a lot of health benefits. You can use it fresh, and you can also powder it like we did today. So if you have any questions, leave it below, and we'll try to do a moringa update video after I've taken it on a regular basis for 30 days and to kind of show you how the trees are doing. So that's all I have for you today. Thanks for visiting, and comment below. Thanks. Bye.